good afternoon. We're live here on Facebook at Master Books. I'm Katie and I'm here with Randy, and we want to talk about Master Books, talk about our curriculum. We're giving away $50 in Master Books cash. We're going to give away 5 $10 gift cards to our website today, so make sure that you stay connected with us. We want you to ask questions, comment, interact with us. I've got it pulled up over here on my computer so we can make sure and address your questions as they come in. And so we want to hear from you. So we hope that you'll participate with us today, and we'd love to reward you with some Master Books cash for doing that. So make sure you stay tuned. But we really do want to kind of dive into just Master Books in general. It's our imprint where we do a lot of our homeschool curriculum and apologetics and creation titles. And one thing that I want to talk to Randy about is the fact that, you know, to us, it's very common knowledge that we are a curriculum publisher underneath the Master Books imprint, but so many out there hear Master Books and don't right away think curriculum. So I just kind of wanted to address that a little bit. Randy, we've been publishing curriculum for a while now. Tell us a little bit about Master Books and the curriculum we publish, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. As we go to homeschool conventions, one of the first questions we'll ask is, have you ever heard of Master Books?
Yeah.
And people will say, no, I don't think so. And then they'll see the little logo that we have, and they'll go home and they'll see that their bookshelves have a lot of the Master Books logos. They've been using them, but never identified us as a company, especially a company that produces curriculum. And so Master Books has been producing books and resources since 1975, so about 40 years or better. But we started really producing curriculum more since 2012.
Okay.
And so the products that we have developed specifically for homeschool and schools since 2012 is the Master Books curriculum brand. And that's the hallmarks of those are easy to use, the teacher guides, and then using real world books and that type of thing that we already had in our library.
Excellent. Well, like you said, a lot of times, too, I don't think people realize that we Master Books also are Ken Ham's exclusive publisher. Right. So I think a lot of times that people have the New Answers books and different things like that and don't realize that we're
associated,
right,
yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of a neat thing about Master Books that some of you may not know. We do work closely with Ken Ham, and of course all the new Ark Encounter projects and books that are coming out, we're fully involved in that process, and we're the exclusive publisher on all that material. Is pretty exciting. So again, we're here with Randy and myself, and we're talking about Master Books. And if you're just hopping on our Facebook Live, we invite your questions, your comments. We want to interact with you. We're giving away $50 in Master Books cash today, so make sure and stay tuned with us for that. And we're going to get to that just a little bit later. But so 2016, we're kind of drawing to a close. We're kind of getting close to the end of the year, and so I think a lot of people, it's kind of fun to kind of look back and see all that 2016, all the great things that we were able to accomplish as a company. Yep. So are there a few highlights that you'd like to kind of mention to those that are online with us?
We finished off about 20 homeschool shows. That was an incredible experience. Got to meet with a lot of new families and families that we've met in the past but reconnect with. This year was exciting in that we bought some curriculum lines. So we bought Math Lessons for a Living Education, and we bought the Odell History. We bought Jensen's Grammar. We bought Writing Strands, and we bought Jacob's Algebra and Geometry. Yeah. And so we've been revising those and pushing those out in the new formats. And I think that's one of the most exciting as we see the curriculum line coming together. We produced the Foundations Phonics that you talked about last week with Carrie. There's a number of other products that came out and were published in 2016. So to see the line coming together, the new series coming together, our growth of curriculum was about 200% this year, so we really saw a lot more people experiencing it, using it. The feedback's been excellent. The resellers are enjoying the changes. So it's real exciting to see where we've been in 2016. And then in 2017, continuing in what we've done, releasing new products. The Jensen's is one of the new products that we purchased. The edition, it was a classic that had been used for a long time. And in the new format, we gave it a facelift. We went through and updated some of the text, but none of the style. We added the student guides. We made everything easier to understand. for the lessons, just broke it out so it was easier for the parent and the student. And all of the feedback that we're getting from resellers has just been, they've known the product, they loved it. It was one of Kathy Duffy's top picks, but it just needed that extra little something to make it more user-friendly. Same great price, the DVD course, all of that type of thing. And we're doing that with writing strands, we're doing that with the Jacobs. The algebra is already available, geometry will be available in 2017. In 2017 we have about 24 shows, I think, again, that we're going to, which we're really excited about, bringing a new product into the shows and connecting again with our customer base. And then Facebook, I think that's been one of the best things in 2016. The Moms of Master Books, the support group has grown to over 1,100 people, and we just have good interaction and feedback there. So I think those are some of the highlights of the year as we begin to prepare ourselves for continued growth and new product.
That's excellent. So you mentioned Moms of Master Books, so let's kind of land there for just a second. So if we have some new moms that have joined us maybe on our visit today, what's it look like, or what's it take to become a Mom of Master Books? Tell me about that.
If you go into Facebook and you type in Moms of Master Book in the search bar, it'll come up with a group.
Okay.
And it is a private group, and all you have to do is ask to join.
Okay.
And we'll bring you into the group, and if you have questions, or you can review posts, or you type in a search bar, it's really handy. Type in the search bar, say Jensen's, and it'll show any posts that were related to that. And so just good feedback from other moms. We also have editors that participate and authors. So if a mom has a question about something, if the other moms or myself or the editors or the author can't help, it's rare.
It's rare, yeah. That's a pretty inclusive group of people to kind of come alongside and answer those questions. So
Definitely.
That's excellent. So we encourage you to take advantage of that if that's something you think might be helpful, and support you and your family as you're working your way through your curriculum this year. So speaking of that, we're talking about 2016 kind of coming to a close. A lot of families, I think, are kind of preparing for what we call Christmas break, or kind of a break in the year as far as school is concerned. And so this is kind of a time I think a lot of families are evaluating. How did the school year go thus far? How is the curriculum working for our family? That type of a thing. So I think it's a good time maybe to consider if something's not working, a kind of a reevaluation. And
Definitely.
does that happen a lot with families? Do you think, is that something that's kind of common that?
I think it does. We would call it a restart, where you come you're through the first semester, you're kind of playing catch up, and you realize that curriculum that looked so good back in the summer really maybe didn't work with the student, or the student is struggling. And over 20 years that we've served the homeschool community, so many times one of the biggest challenges families have is the curriculum. Either somebody else is using the curriculum and it's working great for their family, but it doesn't necessarily work for this family. And just finding a solution that's a win is important. And so, we always see a spike in new customers in January.
Okay.
Where people have evaluated and said, we just need something that's going to work and make that shift. I think you almost have to give yourself permission to say that wasn't working, and that's okay. Let's find what does work for our family, for our student, for our teaching style, because not every curriculum works for every child.
Sure, totally. Well, as you're kind of addressing that, I wanted to ask the question, what really does, in your opinion, kind of set Master Books curriculum apart? If a family, maybe was coming from, they're using a super intensive curriculum for a particular subject, what would your, say for science, what would you say would set Master Books apart, maybe like in a science curriculum specifically?
Okay.
Would you consider?
There's a few things with that. Number one, I would say the design of the curriculum itself.
Okay.
So it uses real-world books, and especially in the science, it's using books that we've published, defending creation and biblical authority and whatnot. And there's a schedule when you open it up that goes through. It's a 36-week schedule, 180 days, and it's pretty much open and go. So the moment that I open up a Master Books product, I can see day one this is what I'm to do. Day 2, this is what I'm to do. And if for some reason life happens and I miss it for 2 weeks because so-and-so's in the hospital or we take a vacation, as soon as I come back, I know right where to jump back in. And then all of our pages are perforated with 3-hole punches, so I can, every homeschool has a little bit different style. So I can set this up in 3-ring binders. I can do different things with it. It's real easy to work with, and then we allow homeschool families to make copies for their homeschool as well, so they can tailor it to fit their needs. So one is the design is distinctive. The second is a lot of times we teach students the method, but we don't teach them how to apply it. And so I think with Master Books, what's unique is we teach within the argument itself. So with the creation evolution debate, as they're learning about biology, they're not just learning about biology, but they're also learning about what does an evolutionist believe, what does a creationist believe, and what are the fallacies, and how does this argument work. And so they're learning the method and the knowledge, but they're also learning how to apply it, which I think is really important as they go to college and different places. Right. So I would say it's kind of that applied learning is a distinctive, and then the system. And the other is it's not really overwhelming. It's some curriculums, I think, tend to want to put all the knowledge in at one time. And I think that what's really important with us is the joy of learning, the joy of discovery, and giving enough information to learn how to really go after more information and develop the argument.
That's good. Well, you touched on it a little bit, and I wanted to make sure that we kind of circled back, but the Christian aspect of our curriculum. So I feel like a lot of companies and a lot of curriculums kind of use that term Christian kind of broadly a little bit, know. But so how would you, in your opinion, how do you consider Master Books really incorporating the Christian perspective and the biblical worldview in the curriculum? It's a big part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. In fact, with most of our curriculums, we offer a faith grower guarantee. That if the faith of your child doesn't grow as a result of the curriculum, we'll refund you the cost of the course.
Interesting. Will you say that again? I want you to say that again.
So we offer a faith grower guarantee, which is that if the faith of your child doesn't grow as a result of the curriculum, we'll refund you. Because I know that anytime you point to the authority of God's Word and you support and give evidence of that, your faith is going to grow.
Sure.
And so we haven't had anybody yet come back and say that they would like a refund because their faith didn't grow. In fact, one of the more exciting ones is where a parent will actually say, the whole family's faith is growing because Dad sat down and he saw what was being taught, and he's like, I've never seen that before. I didn't realize that dinosaurs could be on the ark, and that dinosaur is a relatively new word, and it's in the Bible, and that type of thing. So that's exciting to see. And I think there are curriculums that tend to be, they have a Christian name, but still have a very humanistic type worldview. There are curriculums that are all Christian, but don't present the argument of what's being taught in secular college and in public schools. So I think that from a Christian standpoint, because a lot of our education is that applied learning, and it's so much about the concept of defending the faith and building and strengthening the faith, that the biblical worldview is woven all within. One of our more exciting courses is the Principles of Mathematics for junior high. And in that, the author, Kate Loop, uses the consistencies found in math to point to the consistency of a creator. So as they're learning the hows of mathematics, they're also learning to look at that as the language that God used to give order and definition and shape to the universe and to his creation. So that's really where I see the biblical worldview, the creator, his design, his purpose really is woven throughout all of the curriculum.
Wow. I so wish that I had access to a lot of this as I was growing up and learning these subjects. I feel like it would have, I just think that's pretty incredible. Well, if you're joining us and just hopping on, I'm Katie, and I'm talking with Randy here about Master Books and our curriculum that we offer. We are giving away some Master Books cash, so I'd love to go ahead and maybe just do that real quick. I'm going to peek over here at our Facebook page in case you guys are asking questions. I don't want to miss anything, and we certainly invite you to ask questions. We want to make sure and take time to address those while we're on here today. This is, we want to use our time to serve you. So if there's anything that you'd like to ask us, now is the time to do it. This is awesome. We've got some comments here, so I'm just going to look over here. Some nice comments that you love our curriculum. That's super exciting. Let's see. We have a comment here about the oceanography curriculum specifically. That's exciting that your child loves that. Thank you for sharing that with me. We have a mom that's interested in using Masterbooks in 2017. That's exciting. Yeah, feel free to send in your questions. We'd love to answer them. If there's anything we can drill down on, we'd love to do that for you. So let's see. Do you have a reading curriculum? That was one of the questions that just came through. Any reading curriculum, Randy?
We have the Foundations Phonics, which is for early learners. Then we have a second book that's a follow-up that will be released in the spring, and that is gives a little bit more depth on the reading. What we started when we developed the curriculum in 2012, we took the books we already had and began developing curriculum there. And then we've been building outward from there. And so our lower elementary grades are in the process of being built and written. And so that's something that's in the works, and we're looking for new products and acquisitions. But probably starting with the Foundation Phonics and then the new reading curriculum that'll be coming in the spring, that would be the best solution we'd have there.
Okay, and remind me on the Foundations Phonics, the age group for that's appropriate.
Probably,
early
I think
learners.
it would be probably in the 5 and 6 kindergarten, first grade, for students that are right at the beginning of reading.
Okay, and the basic language skills that we have coming out in 17 is for what age group?
That would be the follow-up. So you could either do that the following year, or you could do a combined course.
Okay.
So it'd be in the same age, the kindergarten, first grade. That would be the continuation of Foundation Phonics.
Okay, excellent. So we hope that answered your question. Thank you for that. And Jen says she has a preschooler, so really the Foundations Phonics would be a great option for you there, and you can find that. Our website is masterbooks.com. I want to make sure I mention that, masterbooks.com, and you can find all of our curriculum there. And I've also noticed you've incorporated some things in the store on our Facebook page. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that and what we have available there now.
Well, Facebook has given us the option of uploading our products to a shop
Okay.
on Facebook, and then that takes you to the Master Books page.
Oh, good. Okay.
On the Master Books page, we have a few different options. If you go to the Master Books page, and then you can either scroll down or hit the menu, there's a shop by subject or shop by grade. So everything we would have that would qualify for a preschool, if you click on the preschool or the kindergarten or whatever grade you're looking for, would take you to all those products. Or you could do it by subject. So if you're looking for something language-based and you clicked on that, it would bring up everything we have for language and grammar skills.
Good. So very organized. Okay.
Yep.
That's excellent. Very good. So here's a question that we have, Randy. My children are interested in dinosaurs, okay, and creationism. They're 7 and 9 years old. Where do I start? 7 and 9 years old. Where would be a good start for this parent?
I would think the zoology, the elementary zoology course would be a great course. That's one of our best-selling items. It can be used with multiple grade levels, so you could use it for those two students could use the same course in that. And it's the study of animals, but it also has incorporated into it, I believe, the dinosaurs and that in the creation. So you could use that as part of it. That's probably in the science side for that age would be one of the strongest. Now, Master Books in and of itself has a lot of products. Dinosaurs for Kids by Ken Ham, The Dinosaurs of Eden. We have there's a number of dinosaur books available on the website, just specifically if you wanted to do more of a unit study approach and that type of thing. But the elementary zoology, and we can put a link up afterwards to that, would definitely be one that comes highly recommended and families really love.
Good, good. Well, we hope that answered your question on that. That was a great question. Let's see. And Anna says that she loves Dinosaurs by Design is one that we offer as well, and so that her kiddos love that one. Let's see. I have a question here from Rachel. She says, does Master Books have a complete curriculum set for elementary age kids? A complete curriculum set. So will you address that just a little bit?
Yeah, at this point I would say no, we're not a comprehensive K through 12 yet. Okay. So we're building and we're filling in the holes. So our weakest spot really is the first, second, third grade, so to speak. And that's where we're beginning to add more product. So we have a math that we came out with this year. We have a science solution for elementary. We have some history. We have more history coming that we're really excited about. The Odell history will be out this spring, and that's a Charlotte Mason meets real world today approach. In fact, they're putting up a timeline outside the office. Yes. It's really exciting to see how they're building it. So that product's going to be really exciting. And then we have some electives. So we have the elementary apologetics course that's going to be built on the Answers books for kids that Answers in Genesis worked with us on. So that'll be coming out. So we're filling in more and more gaps. A lot of families they'll use the multi-age because we're not really as much grade specific as we're finding where parents are able to get something for third grade where we have, a grade range for third to fourth or fifth, and they're using it for their entire elementary school or maybe even their junior high.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, very good. So we're working on it.
Yes. Yes.
It's a work in progress. Okay, good. Let's see. We have some other questions. Let's see. Oh, good. So she wasn't sure about the curriculum. They tried our science for one of their daughters and are definitely going to order for all 3 of their girls and some history too. Well, thank you, Elizabeth. That is awesome. And we have a comment here. Love the Charlotte Mason approach. And I love the Odell Math. Talk about the Odell Math just a little bit. I know that's one of our newer products and we had a super positive response on that one.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
The Math Lessons for a Living Education is that product. It had been available before, but we acquired the rights to it from Angela, and we brought it up a little bit more, a lot more color to it. We put the daily schedule in place. That's a Charlotte Mason approach, and a Charlotte Mason inspired approach, I would say. It has a storyline that woven through it. It's not overwhelming. It's a page a day approximately of math. It's skill based, so it goes from level 1 to level 5. Level 6 is being developed and should be available in the spring of 2017. And the feedback we're getting from that has just been incredible. Families that are beginning to use it and enjoy it. It teaches more math in context. So there's twins in the story. They go to grandma's house. They're baking a pie, and they learn that they need 3/4 cups of this and 1/4 cup of that, and they begin to learn fractions through the stories. So it's a little bit more of a creative approach to learning, but yet it's a get or done type curriculum as well. So and the price on it is it's under $30 for an entire year of math.
Wow.
So
you can't beat that.
You can't.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, good. I'm glad to hear it's working for some of your families here as you're sharing. That's really exciting to hear, and that's great feedback. All right, let's see. Okay, so how do I try to win? That's a great question. So we have questions about how do we win the Master Books cash? So that's super great. So let's come up with a creative way that they could win some cash, Randy. We're going to give away 5 $10 Master Books gift cards. So you pick a way. You pick a way to give away the first one. What do you think?
Let's say everybody that comments in the next 2 minutes what curriculum they're using of Master Books right now.
Good, that's good. So tell us what curriculum of the Master Books that you're currently using in the next 2 minutes. Comment right here comment. I don't know where it is in the video, but comment here. We'll keep an eye on it, and you will win $10 of Master Books cash. So we can't wait to hear from you. All right, so I have a question here from Sheila. She says, is it similar to Life of Fred? Are you familiar with the Life of Fred curriculum?
A little bit similar to Life of Fred in that it's story based. The one thing I would say, Life of Fred is more about Fred. This is more in the Math Lessons approach. It's teaching a little bit more Christian character. It's teaching family modeling because there's twins, there's a family, there's grandparents. So it's teaching about just going through life as a family, but the character approach in that too. So there's a lot more in it than just a storyline. There's actually a purpose behind the story to cover the character side, which is so instrumental at those ages.
Right.
But the math itself, I would say, is it follows a scope and sequence that you would find pretty standard in a lot of your curriculums, like a Horizon, BJU, a Becca. Those would be the scope and sequence that I would say it's closest aligned to.
Okay, that's good. That's a good comparison. That helps answer your question. Awesome. All right. So let's see. Anna says that she's using our Lessons for a Living Education is awesome. So Anna, we definitely want to honor you with one of our $10 gift cards. Congratulations. And let's see, the archaeology book, the new astronomy, new weather book, you are using those. That's excellent, Sandra. So Anna, Sandra, congratulations. $10 vouchers for you for Master Books. That's exciting. I have a question here, Randy, for you from Terry. He says, is the Jacob's Math a leveled curriculum? Let's see, and he said, I just came in at the end of the discussion, but is the Jacob's Math a leveled curriculum? Or do you need that question explained a little more?
Maybe a little more. The Jacob's Math would be, the Jacob's Algebra would be like a 9th grade curriculum. It has been available for quite a period of time, but had gone out of print, and so we've brought it back and updated it.
Okay.
And then the geometry would be something that you would use for 9th grade. So that's a little bit more segmented. It's a traditional, it's called elementary algebra, but it would be more what you'd see in the 9th grade scope and sequence. And then geometry would be your 10th grade geometry, and it would be more of a standard geometry. But again, that's much more of a hands-on, a lot of real-world life application is the way that it's taught. So it's a pretty desired. We've had charter schools now purchase it.
Okay.
We've had a lot of people that were hoping it would come back in print that have picked it right up. And so we're real excited to see that. We also have Ask Dr. Callahan, the teaching set for the algebra and the geometry that'll be available this spring. So for a parent who's not as comfortable with algebra or geometry, they can get the whole teaching DVDs, and it'll help walk the student through. And that we've added the same thing, the daily schedule. We've cleaned up some of the things that some of our audience might not have liked, some of the cartoons, some of the wording, some of that. We've just kind of gone through the whole thing and made sure that it was acceptable with everybody that we would sell to. And so hopefully that answers the question, but if there's a little more question, we can go through and answer anything after the video as well.
Yeah, we'll make sure and go through at the end of our video and make sure that we didn't miss anything. There's so many questions coming through, which is awesome, but we want to make sure we address them all, and we definitely will. So just be aware of that. We'll certainly hop back on here and give you some written answers. Let's see. Also currently using the Math UC and CTC for Math. That's Rachel Gross. Rachel, I'd love to honor you with $10 to Master Books, so congratulations on that. And so many of you are saying you're not using Master Books, but that you're excited to and you'd really like to. So that's encouraging to us. And I'll think of a creative way to honor you as well. So give me some time on that. But it's exciting to hear that maybe you're learning some information you weren't familiar with about us before. So we appreciate you being with us. Let's see. We got some brand new homeschoolers. That's really exciting that your kiddos are in 8th grade and 3rd grade and you're just now starting to homeschool. So that's super exciting. We encourage you and support you on your journey. Anything we can do to help come alongside you, we look forward to that. Yeah, and Randy, tell us a little bit about you've been a homeschool dad for how many years now?
We've homeschooled for 20 years. Okay. We have 9 children.
Excellent.
4 have moved on. And so we still have 5 that we're actively homeschooling.
So you're living it.
We are.
That's
we are.
Awesome.
And before this, working with Master Books, we had owned a business that sold and supported homeschool families all over the United States, and we support about 20,000 homeschool families. So we've had a lot of experience with different curriculums, with a lot of different families. The one thing I can say, the first year is definitely the most challenging as you learn it. But stick with it, because now after 20 years of homeschooling, I've seen the results, and you just couldn't convince me that there's a better way, and that it really is just for the quality of family. Yes. The time that you can spend, the time you spend with your kids. My kids in the process have become my best friends, and we've all grown up together, but we've just seen them spared so much pain that some of their friends who didn't have that opportunity had to go through. So definitely we honor you, and we'll be praying for you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm just writing down some names here so I don't forget to give out my gift cards. So I have a Bridget. You let us know that you love our Fight for Freedom and our Illustrated Family Bible Stories. Thank you for that. Those are some excellent curriculums and things that we have available there. So Bridget, I certainly want to honor you as well. I'm writing you down here with a gift certificate. So I have one more left to give. Let's see. Oh, there's so many. Becca, you're using our Math for a Living education. Awesome. and our principles of mathematics. Cool. So I'm going to write your name down as well. We certainly want to honor you. Well, that's my 5 gift cards for now, but like I said, that response has truthfully been so overwhelming. Maybe we'll get a little creative so we can honor a few more of you. But thank you for your comments and questions. I do have a quick question here, Randy, for you from Brittany. She says, would you say there's a lot of overlap in the math curriculum that you get for your kiddos? Any overlap in our math curriculum?
Overlap? I guess there's a lot of ways that would be defined. There is a review. I don't think that it's not overkill. It moves fairly quickly, but it's not the drill and kill method. It really is more what you're learning is 2 + 2 = 4. That's the method. Why does it equal 4? Why when why do you get that answer? So as you're moving forward, because you understand the math better, I don't think you have the need for the practice on the method. So from that standpoint, there isn't as much. Some curriculums are just a lot of drilling, and that's not, especially the math lessons. And of course, if you do any reviews, we have a number of reviews on our website at themasterbooks.com. If you look at like Principles of Mathematics 1, 2, there's a lot of good reviews of people who've used that. The Moms of Master Books is a good place to ask moms who've used it. Jacobs, if you do a search for just Jacobs Mathematics or Jacobs Algebra or Geometry, you can get a lot of good information and good feedback there, although this is the new and improved version. And then we've had a lot of good information too on the math lessons. Something I would encourage everybody who comes across us, if you're using Master Books product, on our website we have the ability to leave a review for the product, and that is so valuable for other homeschoolers to kind of give back to the homeschool community, because that's when we're all looking and researching curriculums and trying to figure out what's best, what other moms are saying or what other dads are saying is the most valuable thing we have. I can say all day it's the best curriculum, but it's so much better when another mom who's actually using it and has tried other solutions says it's a great curriculum. So we love to have reviews and would ask everybody to please, if you just take the time to put in a review for us, we'd really appreciate it.
Good. And again, as you said, that's masterbooks.com is our website. We had mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we have a special support group called Moms of Master Books, and that's a group on Facebook. So that's something, again, Randy mentioned is a private group, so you do have to ask to join. But if you're a homeschool mom or homeschooling family, we encourage you to do that. It's a support group. You can ask questions. You have access to the authors of the curriculum. You have access to us here at Master Books, access to other moms, like Randy said, that are using the curriculum. You can ask questions. So it's a super valuable group, and it's really just kind of grown over the last couple of years, and so we encourage you to be a part of that. We'd love to have you. So it's Moms of Master Books, so definitely check that out. And we have some moms here saying that the group is great, so yeah, that's awesome. Let's see, I do have a question here from Sarah. She says, let's see, we use the MLFLE.
Some math lessons for living education.
Thank you for translating that for me. Okay. 2 different astronomy books and principles of math. That's awesome. So we also have various books and answers for the teens, illustrated Bibles. Super great. Oh, so you were just telling us how much you love our stuff. We love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, we could probably just keep answering questions, Randy, but I want to make sure and honor your time and honor everyone else's time. So what are you thinking? Do you want to keep answering a few more questions?
Any questions we have, I'm happy to
You're
answer
happy
questions.
to do it? Good,
Yep.
good. Okay. Let's take a look here. I just want to make sure Kristen from Seattle is joining us. Awesome. Welcome, Kristen. We're so glad that you're here. Perfect. Thanks for responding. Lots of great information. Awesome. This is so great. Okay, I'm going to pop up here and let's see if it gives me... I'm a little bit new at this, so thanks for your grace. Let's see. How do I look back at previous questions?
The comments, that's a good question.
I know. I'm clicking on it. There's 88 comments, and I'm sure I haven't addressed them all, but I don't. Maybe we'll do a little refresh, see what happens. This is real life right here. This is real life. Okay, let's see. 95 comments. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm so excited to use the Tyner science books next year. Those have been on my list. Awesome. That's super great. Well, I don't exactly know how to look at any of the other past comments on here, so we may have to go back and write in our
We'll
response.
definitely go back through, and any questions you have, and you can continue asking questions.
Absolutely.
We'll monitor this for a few days, and you know, if there's questions or that, this is one of our best ways to interact and get with the word out. And we appreciate so much the moms who share with other moms.
Yes.
One of the things we have at masterbooks.com is a reward program.
Oh, good.
So if you go, when you log in and create an account, there's a place there called rewards on the left-hand side, and you're able to earn points on anything you purchase. I think you earn 5% towards your next purchase. So if you spend $100 for a curriculum, you get 5 points or $5 towards your next purchase. But if you're a blogger or you have friends or a co-op or anybody else that you're referring to, if you tell somebody else and you give them the link and they buy through your link, you can get 10% toward their purchase. So if they buy $100, you would get $10 towards your next purchase. And then you get like 2% of every purchase they make after that. So if you have a lot of people, friends that you've referred, you're earning points on your own, and then you'll earn all their points, which would really help on the cost of your curriculum the next time you go to purchase or the next year.
Wow.
So, and that's just a way we really appreciate everybody who tells a friend, and I think that's one of the best thing we have is word of mouth. And so if you're willing to do that, we really appreciate it, but we also want to reward you for that. So if they come and you click through your link, we'll give you points towards your curriculum purchase. And that was, we did that about 2 months ago, and we've seen a lot of people beginning to use it. So we highly recommend everybody take advantage of that because it's free money.
That's awesome. Everybody loves that for sure. Well, that was my last question. I'm kind of putting you on the spot here a little bit. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Are there any special discounts, any Christmas promotions, anything coming up that we could share? That you feel comfortable sharing?
Actually, there is a coupon that we're running. We don't do this very often, but because it's Christmas time,
right?
And we feel
very giving. Very giving. Very giving, yeah.
One of the things we're running until midnight tonight is a coupon, Merry Christmas. If when you're checking out, you do the coupon code, just type Merry Christmas, all one word.
Okay. It's
a 10% off your order.
Wow.
So we already give 20 to 26% off all of our products.
Right.
If you buy 3 or more subject sets, you get up to 30% off. So if you use coupon code Merry Christmas, you'll actually get an additional 10% off that. And then any orders over $75, we get free shipping on. In the continental U.S., would get free shipping. So
I mean, I feel like that's pretty amazing. I'm just saying. That's pretty amazing. I'm partial.
I think so. Our goal is really not just, our goal in getting into this, the motivation, our company president, Tim Dudley, is really because of the passion he has for students and families to have a godly education.
Yes.
And so one of the things we want to do is remove every obstacle that we find.
Right.
We want to make it so that it's easy to implement. We want to make it affordable. And we want to do it in a way that is a win.
Yes.
You know, so many times we've watched families, our own family.
Yes.
You buy a curriculum and then you just see it not work, and
you spend a lot of money on it.
You do, and everybody's questioning you already. It's just nice when you have a win and you plug it in. Your child loves it. The mom loves it. Dad certainly loves that. You know, and so that's what we want. We want wins.
I love that. Well, on that note, I feel like that's not any better way to wrap up this conversation than right there. That was perfect. That was perfect. Well, we thank you again for being with us. What a fun afternoon it's been. Please keep sending in your questions. We are going to make sure and address every single one of them. So make sure and do that. And thanks again for being with us. We hope you have a great afternoon, and we'll see you back here next week for another Facebook Live. We'll see you later.